Hello, hello everybody, wherever you are joining in from. It's a great Friday over here, very profitable, especially for my community. If you've been joining in, you probably know what we are up to. So we are 1 minute into our trading session. The theme for today is the card storm. As you all know, we are having fundamental news and we'll be trading the job numbers live. The aim of this video will be mastering volatility in real time. Many of you have issues with volatility. Some of you don't even know what volatility is. So we want to clear that air. We want to clear that today. So without wasting any time, allow me to welcome you guys. Welcome back from wherever you are. If you are tuning in, just all right, wonderful. Good afternoon. I'm looking forward to this video. Great. So we have people joining in. I'll give you about 2 minutes, but while we have that, welcome back to my channel again. I'm Tony, Tony Trades. Welcome to this channel. And we are going straight to the card storm. Now, if you are a fan of volatility, just as I am, this is your focus, okay? Looking at the economic calendar today at 15:30, we have employment change in about 7 minutes. Now, let us not waste any time here, okay? So if you're interested in trading, you want to check out my promo code, get 100% on your fast deposit. I use Pocket Options. It's an incredible brokerage, and there are many out there, but I consider this very user-friendly. I like the platform. I like the dashboard, as you will see. It's very easy to move around, and it's pretty nice. They have very nice features like social trading. I like the safe that allows you to separate or segregate funds. Yeah, it's pretty decent. So once again, the forecast for today's CAD, we've gone over this multiple times. If you're new here, you might want to check out my live streams on Friday and see how I dissect, decimate, and destroy fundamentals. Now, the CAD employment change and unemployment rate. It will be dropping in minutes and we are trading them live. Now, please smash the like button if you're here, hit the subscribe and share this stream right now with another trader who chases live action. Drop your favorite card pair in the chat, please. Today I have OC card, I have the USD card, I have GBP card, I have gold, I have and just some correlative instruments there. I'll be focusing on USD card because it looks very consolidated here. It's been consolidating for a while, and we want to take advantage of that. Now, I want to rush through what these fundamentals really mean that are coming out in 5 minutes. So, Drop your card pairs, please, in the chat. We'll break them down and we'll try and analyze them. So if you stay till the end, I've got a pocket option promo code, another one just for you, and you can add volatility checklist built just for this session. All right, guys. So once again, this is not another chart stream. All right, it's just about mastering volatility in real time. There's a difference between waiting for it and getting it while it happens. So welcome to the card storm, guys. So what does the weather report look like? What are we looking at here? If you look at the bigger time frames on USD CAD, we saw this exhaustive, candle coming back, a pullback. It came all the way. If you use your Fibonacci here, just for those of you that like, using indicators. One second, where is that? We have the Fibonacci. Okay, one moment. Let us get this. Fractals. There you have it. If you look at the Fibonacci retracement from the low all the way up until the high, okay, this high, we saw that tap into the 1.3. The 1.3. Now this level, as you all know, is very sensitive, and we expect some full filling of this candle that came down. Now, depending on the numbers that come, we will have to analyze that deeper. However, I want to draw your attention to CAD employment rate, change. The forecast today is 2.8 thousand, all right? That means the previous was about minus 65,000. While the unemployment rate, the forecast is 7.2%. I break down the numbers and I'll teach you this. Now, the previous one was 71%. If you go to the Statistics Canada, you will be able to see actually what is going on, what these numbers really mean. Now, I think the clouds are very heavy because last month, if you click analysis, all right, analysis, and you move to the employment, you search for the employment right there. All right, it gives you a breakdown of the quality of employment in Canada. It also gives you reports on disability and accessibility in Canada, the labor statistics. This is what I like to look at most of the time. However, we also have a census side. We have the data. You just want to focus more on the data and latest news. We'll go through this as we move forward. But what this really means is the clouds are heavy today, all right? Because last month, Canada lost over 65,000 jobs. That was a brutal hit, and today's forecast barely expects recovery, all right? We don't have to see this recovery. So that immediately tells me that employment, you see, if the economy is generating momentum, then unemployment shows if businesses are still hiring or even cutting. So strong jobs equals a bullish card. In this case, if we have a positive figure, all right, the employment change would be very distractive. Now, if it's rising, if we have rising unemployment, please pay attention to employment and unemployment. If we have a rising unemployment, that means it's bearish. Simple forecast, all right? Now, the reaction is never simple. I want you to pay attention to these numbers. If this number is less than the forecast, okay, that means it is actually very good, right? So, a rising unemployment equals bearish and vice versa. So, I want to see the employment change giving us actual greater than the forecast as good, all right? So if we have this more than this, it's good. If we have this more than that, it's bad. Now, watch what happens in 5 seconds. We'll break this down. If you're a junkie, a volatility junkie, you can go ahead and press buys for 5 seconds just below the support. But we don't want to rush, all right? If you move to the 15 second, you will see the spike. So volatility is starting to kick in. The numbers are coming in. They're still pending because we have a lot of data coming in. Wow, we have 60.4 thousand change, all right? This is a very big figure. It's bigger than the 2.8 of previous, minus 65. However, it's much bigger than the forecast. So looking at what's going on, we still have the market trying to react. Now, what does this mean? What does this mean? It means that strong jobs are a very bullish sign for CAD. You see, if we have rising unemployment, now unemployment remains 7.1%. So it's still bearish, right? It doesn't really mean anything. It just simply means that the unemployment rate hasn't changed. However, the employment change has increased, all right? We will look at the micros. So before the data, we need to also check crude prices. Why do I say crude? Because crude is directly correlated to the Canadian economy. Now, if you look at Brent, so Brent will also be affected. Brent has to be affected, but we need to take it very easy. We are still getting into a New York session. Now, I also want to just briefly enlighten you on what the pressure map. I look at sentiment and positioning. Now, that has a lot to do with the court data. Now, I also look at the legacies on bar chart. It's a very good instrument to look at what is going on across instruments. So I am particular to check what is happening with the Canadian dollar. Now, if I click that, what do we see? We see that the open price was at 0.7, all right? And we have commercials showing about a minus 49,000 in the positions, while we have dealers that are intermediary. We had 1,400 increased. Yeah, this all looks pretty hard, I understand, but if you're taking it very slowly, just jump into my community. We break this down one by one. Institutional positioning. I've talked a lot about this. Institutional positioning shows what big funds are, either trimming card longs. What are retail traders doing? They're mostly short. Shorting USD card, expecting card strength. So today we have positive figures, which is very interesting, because if the actual is greater than the forecast, it's good for the currency, like I've mentioned. So CAD is pretty strong today. We have a confirmation that CAD is strong. On my monthly performance heat map, I also want to scroll across Canadian pairs. I want to see what is actually happening in real time. Now, the Canadian pair, the USD card particularly, we see that the seasonal tendency, we are in October, right? Now, October is kind of mild, all right? It's not too bullish, and it's not extremely on the other side of a pendulum. So we are looking at a neutral position here. Now, if we move back to the data, today. Okay, to the data. Great, so we have the labor force survey in brief. Let us break this down. If you open that, For those of you that want to go in, jump out, you have to have this at the back of your mind. You have to understand where you are in the market, where you are in the month, what time of the day, what session are you trading. These are all considerable points. Now, looking at what is happening, the highlights for September 2025. Okay, as you can see, monthly employment change was 60.4. That means this Forex factory was slightly, well, it's pretty much the same, 60.1, 60.4. However, unemployment rate and monthly employment change in the thousands. If you look at the unemployment rate curve versus the employment change, we do realize that whenever the unemployment rate is above zero, all right, most of the times we have employment change also moving in tandem. If you're looking at it by age, group, and gender, we see that from 15 to 25 has the highest stack, which is close to 15% or 14.3%, moving down. Now, it has clearly a bigger youthful population. And I always like to consider manufacturing, because manufacturing is a very important parameter when you're measuring economy. We do see that manufacturing takes off about 30, just slightly under 30, all right, of these employment. Now, that shows that the economy is trying to take off, right? It's trying to take off. We are close to 2.5 months coming to the end of the year. Now, with that all being said, these ingredients are very important when you are trying to focus. Right now, USD, as I see, looks a little bit weak, all right? And you see, when we have CAD uncertainty, the perfect ingredients for a volatility surge once the data lands are very important. Now, I'm saying all this, but you have to draw your resistant lines on the bigger time frame after doing all your analysis. Okay, I want you to map out where you are. Are you in a consolidation? For example, today we can see that we are consolidating around this support area. If we are resonating around this, we had our high over here, we had our low here, so there's a higher chance that this will balance out today. We want to take advantage of that because we know that towards the end of the week, depending on your time frame, depending also on the month that you are trading, we will have some kind of pullback. So as much as we are headed down, we want to see a drive right above this resistance. Now, with that being said, we should mark those levels. So I come with my horizontal lines there. As easy as that. Just draw right there. Draw another horizontal line right there at your support. You want to have this, and you could remove your Fibonacci. The reason I had that was just to show you why we had that pullback. Now, mark me, I hope you don't misinterpret me, all right? Fibonacci's do not show any fundamental changes. They just give us some psychological areas that are reactive. Now, we have two reactive areas here. We have the 1.4 and 1.41, all right? Now, we're going to dance and play around that on the 30 minute. All right, guys, if you're around and you have some questions, just you could always write some questions and we will try to answer those. Now, these are our radar zones, okay? I like to call them radar zones. I will not do anything unless I have a clear signal. Now, my radar zones, where are they? What is happening with Brent? Brent is lingering around, nothing really serious. I'll be focusing on the USD CAD. So once you've mapped out these levels, prepare your alerts, all right? If you don't see the move now, do not enter. Do not enter, I repeat. Do not enter just because you see the numbers that have come out that you want. You need to wait for the perfect timing. Timing is everything, right? So you've mapped out your consolidation, your consolidation zone. We've come to the conclusion that we've been in some kind of pullback. So once you've done that, whenever you're trying to put some trades on, don't forget to use expiry trades, all right? Expiry orders. And this is really cool because you have access on the pocket option to use 5 seconds. You can use 15 seconds. I mean, you could even use 30 seconds. So I usually stick to 5 seconds, right? That is optimal. Don't forget to use proper risk management. You always want to have a scenario whereby if you're trading 2%, you only want to break that down into as many orders as you can. So in this case, let us see how to do this. Okay, there we have it. So we got today we'll be using 2%, all right? Now 2% is about let's see, $400, right? 400 divided by, let's say you have $400 worth of trading. You want to break that down into 4 trades. So I will start with 100 USD. We teach this as well in our community, so don't worry. You can just come. I have a nice template for all my newbies. You can come down and learn how to use risk management. You don't need to do anything. You just pump the numbers in. I update these. I also have a nice strategy for you that are just coming in. You want to check my YouTube channel. I have so many strategies depending on your taste buds, all right? Everybody's different. However much you think you have the same sort of strategies, at the end of the day, it comes down to your mindset. So you want to work on that. You want to fix that. The eye of the storm, right? I call that the eye of the storm. Your mindset and analogy. So you see, most traders, for example, today, we had the data. Most of them panic when volatility spikes. But I want you to see the pros, right? When you see the pros, you see calm in the chaos. Trading fundamentals is like flying through a storm. Instruments matter more than instincts. Identifying the right instruments. So far, we're looking at USD CAD with Brent oil. Brent oil is bearish, but we're hitting the low. We are hitting the low, so I might want to mark that as well. Okay. Okay, great. So we had a high there, this weekly high and this weekly low. All right, now this will correlate a lot with the USD CAD, as you will see later. Now, remember one very important point. Indicators are memory, okay? Fundamentals are your motion. You don't fight the wind, you just adjust your wings. Our job today isn't prediction, okay? We are not trying to predict anything. What are we trying to do? We are simply navigating, okay? So read your gut feeling, follow the structure, and control your emotion. Control your emotions, right? So I've laid down the framework, all right? If you want to get into details, you just come into my community, and we have a very dedicated folder for newbies. You don't have to rush this. You don't have to pay a penny. All you got to do is show some love for this. Oh, there we go. We're getting the break on USD CAD. on the 15-second. Okay, but remember, from the bigger picture, we identified that it was just a pullback and we expect price to move back up. So having that at the back of your mind, you don't want to trade anywhere in the middle. Okay, no trading in the middle. So the playbook setup: volatility. When volatility breaks out of your zone, you're entering on a candle close confirmation. Okay, any kind of order book retests, just catch, retrace to institutional zones. Always go back to institutional zones. And if you don't know what an institutional zone is, that is in the video. Just check out my channel. I have a full video on that. Now, if you see a liquidity grab, all right, fade false breaks over weeks. Okay, over weeks, clear the stops. For example, we have false breakouts. This was a false breakout right here. You want to fade it. You want to fade it. So what I'm trying to say is risk very small. You see, I have 100 bucks. I'm going to split that. Or you could even do a percentage here. So this is the beauty about pocket options. I say use 2%. 2%. 2% will be approximately 560. Yeah, I was pretty right. So we'll just use $100. So I have 4 chances to make it work. All right, and catch probably the golden egg. So my goal today is to survive. I really want to survive. This is goal number 1. Survive the storm. Take a breath in. Do not conquer anything. If you're looking at it from the perspective of market absorption, once these numbers are dissected, we will have continuation into the weekend, into Monday open. Now, also make sure that you're looking at USD, because most of you are trading USD. You want to look at USD's history for the last quarter. How has USD been rolling? Is it at its highs? Has it made a support somewhere? Where are we in the seasonal tendency, and so much, so forth? Okay, so when the storm hits, once you start getting breakouts there, you can easily anticipate the right move. Now, we've had the data coming out. We've looked at how to analyze it, how to actually compare with previous data, and now we only need to look at the aftermath. The aftermath will come as the New York Open session starts. The sweet spot is the New York session. Now, as the storm's easing, zoom out from the 1 minute, zoom out from the 30-second, and look at what's happening over there. Okay, it's in a downtrend. You could pick up one of my strategies that I use. And once you've identified structure shifts, currently we don't have any structure shift. As you can see, we're just waiting for these two to break. All right, after identifying structure shifts, so where did liquidity get cleaned? That is a question to ask yourself. Where did it get cleaned? So I'll be looking at equilibrium right there at 1.44. Now you could put your stop loss right here and go long. All right, mark possible retest zones for secondary trades, not correlation with oil and US indices. So this is where patience pays. The clearest, if you see, the clearest moves happen 10 minutes or 15 minutes after release, when emotion fades, because most people are now running into the weekend. People are about their life now, and you want to wait for that sweet spot. So when the emotion fades, then your logic returns. So if you didn't trade any spike, you did nothing wrong. Stop gambling, guys. If you didn't trade any spike, no need to rush. You are doing great. It's better to sit on your hands and wait for the perfect trade. right? Sometimes the best trade isn't to trade. So control is the real age. Remember, a true captain isn't judged by how fast he sails, but how steady he stays in the storm. Now, without making a lot of mumbo jumbo here, what are some of the lessons here? So we are failing to get any trade now because it's very slow. We pretty much have this. We have this downtrend here, which looks very interesting on the 1 hour. But if we look at the daily, we are headed down. We are headed down for sure. We are headed down. So we've tapped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So knocking on the door, I stick to four knocks. If somebody knocks on the door 4 times and no one opens the door, then you have to either break the door or you have to call it a day. Now, how do you anticipate breaking the day? We talk about this in my community. Check it out for access into the eyes of the professional community. That way you will be able to catch swings. Right now we're looking at high volatility trading, and as promised, context is very important. When you have the right context, the right instrument, you've done your fundamental research, then you know how fundamentals will roll out. Reaction beating prediction. The fast wave exposes the real flow. And finally, structure beats emotion. Whenever you're in chaos, price leaves order. So by Monday, you'll see this rebalanced. And for those of you that are just joining in, use my promo code and get 100% bonus on your fast trade. All right, 100% is quite a lot to trade for a couple of weeks while you test the platform. You see what is going on and how do we trade. Okay, if this session was really nice or actually helped you, then just drop a smiley in the chat. Let me see where you guys are joining in from. If you have any questions, you can always feel free to ask. All right. Now, suggested some of the videos that I suggest are all in my channel, so check it out. CAD Employment live trading. We looked at USD card, news trade, and what time is best for trading this? I look at New York session. If you don't get it in London, then New York session is the place to be. So there we go. I'm going to set a buy. There you go. 5 seconds buy. I was just waiting for that. And we probably will. Okay, there you have it. So we have simply lost 100 bucks, all right, on that push. What you're going to do is wait for that. You see the gap up? You see the gap up? What you want to do is patiently wait. Okay. What is happening? Okay. See how you don't trade in the middle right there? That is a clear example of how not to trade. But we do expect price to move up. So let's see. We have our second entry there. We have our second entry. And that is $200 gone, right? No biggie. We have 2 more chances left for today. Guys, now this is very important. If you're trading out there and you realize that you are getting banged, don't forget that our community makes close to averagely 80% exactly every week on our trades. That is a very, very big one. Now, if you're using martingale like I teach, for example, we've lost 2 trades, so we double up, right? We double up on that, not that. There we go. Okay, there we go. So the martingale, if you will check out on my Excel, I update it every day. Don't worry, don't fear. We get everything we lose back at the end of the day. Okay, so there we have it, 384. So we're back at break even. If you keep trading this way, there is no way on earth you are ever going to lose. I had 2 losing trades. I increased by twice the amount and I made back everything. Now we are at break even. Now, if you're using the real martingale strategy that I have for you in my community, check out my videos on the YouTube channel and start to understand the dynamic. All right, you could taste the market with a few cents here and there, get a feel of what's happening and wait for the right moment. Now, the right moment will come at the New York session. Now, if you're still here and you're enjoying this, put a like on my live stream and let us meet in the chart. Join my session and you'll receive 3 signals. We've had 100% already today, besides this session's losses. The payout was $368, which isn't so bad. Now, as Brent oil goes down, you want to keep an eye on USD CAD. We should get a break up here for sure. We need to get a break up here and rebalance this week's exhaustion. So join Tony again, join my community. I teach a lot. It's a lot to comprehend and we take it step by step every day. We are trying to build a community for the people, by the people, and people need to understand the divergence of institutional trading, retail, and actually how data is used. You see, in institutions, we never use candlesticks and all this, but here we have a nice perspective of how to actually read the data. Once you understand how to read the data, then everything becomes much interesting. It actually gets interesting and you find yourself getting profitable. So join my channel and see you guys in the next live stream that will be on a Friday. I'll give you a bonus signal and I'll set some stops right below this support. So see you guys and keep safe out there. Enjoy your weekend. Join my live stream and let's make money. Cheers.